In What's New to BGA brings you Living Forest Duel, a unreleased game, or maybe unreleased in English. It was supposedly released late February for French language, and then English is soon to follow, but it's still being printed/delivered. On BGG, it's obviously a two-player only game, 20 minutes, rated weight 2.33, and not a very well-rated game. 6.6 so far, only has 78 reviews, but that's still a little bit lower than most new games. Usually it starts up higher, in my opinion, then works its way down as more reviews come in. Several key things to understand about the game. First, there are 4 ways to win. In the top right corner, it'll show you all 4 different ways to win and where you are at on each of those, and then where your opponent is on each of those. You can see I'm summer and my opponent is the winter this game. On the top here, this is the Onibi track. You'll see the character here that's going to be a tug-of-war system for the first way of winning. Once he gets to the end, he'll loop around, and then if he gets to the end again, you will win if you push it on your opponent, or if the opponent gets it to you, you will lose. Your Guardian track here, the way this ends is if you're playing the summer and all 7 of these cards are the summer animals, or summer guardians, you will win. Currently, there are 3 of each to start, and there's a neutral. So if you can get all 7 of your type on this part, you win here. The third way of winning is to create a 3x3 or 9 forest. Notice that there's water that has to match to make sure for legal placement. And the last way to win is get 8 of these fire markers. So now that you know all ways of winning, how does the game play? Well, generally you're going to reveal 1 card at a time, kind of press your luck style. BGA has a really cool summary of what tiles are here. So we're going to continue through a little bit. Me and my opponent are both just revealing. And as you go through, you'll start getting more actions. So here I can do one of these 2 arrow actions. You do get 2 arrow actions during your turn. Once you use them or lose them, the round is over. When you recruit a guardian, you're going to gain these bonuses while the card is out. The card will go down here in your line. I currently have nothing there. And will give you these bonuses for the rest of the round. At the end of the round, the guardians will go away, but it's possible to draw them back out and go to your line. Here, I decide to recruit a guardian. I have a total of 7. I can recruit a total of 7 powers. So I could do the 5 and 2 or just the 6. And I choose just do the 6, you will see the guardian goes down here, and now I have these totals in my running total for this round. You do have the option to recruit one of your opponent's guardians or the neutral guardians. The reason you would do that is to try to get all 7 of yours in there. The neutral or your opponents will go in the discard pile, not into their line. And one of your guardians will come out. My opponent decides to plant trees. He has a total of 4, and again, 2 down here. You can do 2 2s to equal 4, or you can do one of these singles. He chooses to do the single, and you see he follows there. Notice there is icons here. If you end up matching and completing a full symbol, you get that bonus. Also, like the animals, you have a bonus here. This adds a 1 total you're planting. Unlike the animals, this does not go away. It stays out the whole time. Now, the bottom action, the Onibi or fire track, you can now move the character there. My opponent decides to move the fire marker. He moves it over 1 place. When you move the fire marker over, you'll see there's icons here. You get to do those actions. So now he can recruit for 4. So here, now he can recruit for 4, and he takes 1 off. All right, the last action is removing fire tokens. Again, you take your water. I have 5 currently, so I can take 3. I believe this is a 2, and a 2. So I can take off the 3 and the 2, or 2 2s, or those. And I remove a 3 and a 2. And again, you need 8 of those to win. The last thing you need to know is the press your luck action. As you reveal cards, you will reveal these elements. These are called solitary symbols. When you reveal the 3rd one, you lose one of your arrow actions. If you reveal any of these symbols, they neutralize the solitary, so you can draw more than 3. If you have 3 and draw a 4th, it is possible to lose both your arrow actions this way. And again, once you're out of arrow actions and your opponent is, the round resets. action either by landing here or matching the symbol here, completing the full symbol here in the forest cards. You do get to draw these cards here, and you can kind of see what they do. All right, at the end of the round, you're going to compare fire tokens that are out to the total water available, not only in this row, but also on your trees, and if you have any cards in your line here. Remember that if a character uses the if a player uses the water action, these are covered with X's, and these do not count. If the total fire tokens in the clearing up here is higher than your water, you have to add one of these fire cards into the discard. And basically these are just this solitary symbol that goes in your line to make it so you lose your arrows quicker. At the end of the round, the 2 spaces next to the Onibi character will spread fire to his left and right. If it's already on fire, nothing happens. If he's on the edge of a space, it will loop around. So the 4 victory conditions, remember, if you have all 7 guardians here in this line, you win. If you collect 8 fire tokens from up here, you win. If you have a 3x3 grid of trees, you win. It is possible to build your grid kind of weird. You don't have to build it in a 3x3 grid, but you have to have a 3x3 grid to win. And then if you're able to get the fire token all the way to your opponent's side, give him this card here, and then get it back to his side, you can win that way. Overall, I like this game. It was a little bit more confusing than I thought it would be. I think the digital helps a lot with just management, giving you running totals here from your cards, trees down below, plus what's here. It also shows you how many of the solitary tokens you have, so you know how close you are to busting. I do not think this works very well turn-based. A lot of the times you're just revealing another animal, so it's like very quick turn. It's like, well, I'm done. Now I have to wait for my opponent to show up. So I think this is one better played live than turn-based. Well, that's all you need to know to get started. As always, I'm the Digital Board Gamer. Good luck and have fun.